Happy New Year! Oh, you guys are so energetic and beautiful and smiley today, and I am so excited to be here with you. My name is Becky Fields, and I am the proud president of the Rotary Club of Tulsa, and it is my honor to welcome you here today. So let's begin our program with an invocation from Kathy Gorell, song and pledge from Michelle Place, visitor introductions from past president Ed Monette, and new member introductions from Lane Dolly and Matthew Bristow.
Please join me in prayer. As we embark on a new year and new beginnings, put a new song in our hearts today. Help us to find a new sense of joy in our friends, families, and the opportunities afforded to us. Help us to approach this day and every day with hope and expectation. We pray specifically for our President and Congress as they deal with tenuous relations in the Middle East. Give them wisdom and clear direction moving forward. As our deployed troops are in Iraq and surrounding countries, we would ask for your protection for those sacrificial men and women. And as you have blessed each one of us around these tables, cause each of us to be a blessing to each other and our community. Amen.
Well, Happy New Year. Let's start off with our national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the Rotary Club of Tulsa. Before we get started, I'm going to make a bold prediction, and I will probably be known as Nostradamus from this point out. Monday night's game will be won by the Tigers. So, okay. Although after the Peach Bowl, I now know what Custer felt like right after a Little Bighorn. It was. As is our custom, I will introduce our Rotary guests and their hosts. If they would please stand briefly so we may recognize you. Sit back down. We'll hold our applause till all have been introduced. Kip Lycum has two guests today, Ted Reeds of Reeds Design and Ken Busby of the Route 66 Alliance. Eric Cullen has two guests today, and I have been told they are his brother and sister, Debbie Vanderveen and Eddie Johnson. And Darren Walkup has with him Stephen Elias of Commerce Bank. Let's give them all a round of applause. All the other Rotary clubs got our memo that they were not welcome today, so they did not show.
Happy New Year, everyone. I have the pleasure today of welcoming our newest member to the Rotary Club of Tulsa, Luann Triplett. Luann is the branch manager and assistant vice president at UMB Bank in downtown Tulsa. She grew up in Oklahoma, getting her Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration with a major in marketing at Oklahoma State University. Ed Monette, before the meeting, told me it's the appropriate time to say, go Pokes. Luann pursued her dream of becoming a pilot while in college, flew with the OSU Flying Aggies, and began her post-college career flying for Cessna Aircraft Company and setting up Cessna Pilot Center franchises throughout West Texas, New Mexico, and Colorado. Luann became an account marketing representative for IBM in Denver, working in the construction and home building industry for IBM in Colorado, and then moving to San Diego and working with large accounts. Luann and her family moved back to Oklahoma and she began banking again. She volunteered with Gideon's International and was elected to the International Women's Ministry Board for 9 years, serving as the international president of their women's ministry for 3 years. Her leadership team was responsible for ministry opportunities in 200 countries around the world. Luann has conducted training and leadership assignments over the last 15 years for Gideon's International in 17 countries on 6 continents, most recently in Germany, Switzerland, Australia, India, South Africa, and Japan. As Luann is involved in banking and international ministry, she's excited to also become more involved here in Tulsa through Rotary Club and its members. A little known fact about Luann, they've been a Corgi family for 25 years, but her husband and Luann currently have a 220-pound English Mastiff named Samson. All right. Please join me in welcoming our newest member to Rotary.
It's a special privilege to introduce Megan Farley, whose beaming smile you've seen as she broadcast on KOTV for the last 5 years. Megan also lived in Tulsa earlier when she was only 18 months of age. Something about this city left a mark on her and drew her back to us after she earned a degree in journalism and mass communications. Then she worked 15 years in news, from Vermont to Kansas, Virginia, and New York. Megan brings depth and perspective from every place she's lived. She worked as a journalist intern at ABC News in New York City the summer before 9/11 and has a photo of her favorite park with the Twin Towers in the background. All of us have watched as the world changed since 9/11. Megan, on the other hand, went on to work right in the midst of other profoundly troubling events, Sandy Hook and the Boston Marathon bombing. Few among us could even talk when that happened, but Megan broadcast live on cue when her producer urged, "Talk, Megan."
That's all I got.
This summer, KKT Architects recruited Megan to their firm, and what a skill set she offers as Director of Business Development. Her visibility has Tulsans buzzing. Megan is all over this city, and she's quick to confirm that she's made it home. She loves the Tulsa State Fair and the Drillers fireworks, and surely you saw the pink smoke when she helped KKT Architects win Tulsa's Great Raft Race. Megan's a board trustee for the Tulsa Foundation for Architecture, and she created the Tulsa Rising news franchise to highlight the energy of Tulsa's reemergence. There's something else very exciting,
Yes.
but she'll have to be the one to tell you.
Oh,
Not mine to tell. Megan's professionalism, her acumen with words, and her descriptions, her presence, all of these things are fueled by her cheery, positive state of mind. She's someone who makes the most of everything, and someone you'll all want on your committees. In short, Megan Farley misses the clouds in life because she's always looking at the sunshine. Please welcome Megan.
thank you. Rich, that was awesome. Thank you. Thanks.
Welcome, Luann and Megan. We are so excited to have you in the club. At this time, I would love to thank this week's meeting sponsors, Joe Moore with Moore's Funeral Home and Michael Hairston with Trust Company of Oklahoma. We have 2 committee meetings immediately following the program today. Above and Beyond will meet in room 231, and Foundation Grants will meet in room 232. And the programs committee is back at it with a whole slate of amazing speakers coming up this year. Here are a couple sneak peeks so you can know who to invite. Next week, January 15th, we'll have Mayor G.T. Bynum. He will give his State of the City address. I know all of your business colleagues will want to come and hear what's going on in the city. On January 22nd, we'll have a very special program. Acclaimed actress Vanessa Adams Harris will perform a particularly moving part from Big Mama Speaks, a play written by our very own past president, Hannibal Johnson. It is based on his book, Black Wall Street, From Riot to Renaissance in Tulsa's historic Greenwood District. Vanessa Adams Harris portrays Big Mama in her one-act vignette covering the destruction of the Greenwood District and the triumph of the human spirit. You will definitely want to invite your friends and colleagues for that one as well. Also, be sure to always check out your Monday message every week. You can forward that to friends also. It has a long list of everyone coming up, and I know that you'll want to be sharing those around your office and with your business networking partners. So, who here has already set their New Year's resolutions? Anyone? Yes? Okay. Who here thinks that they will still have those New Year's resolutions by, like, let's say February 1st? Anyone? Yeah, I don't know about you, but something literally comes over me on January 1st. I get so excited about the clean slate and the possibility of new things in the year to come. And I'll sit down with my planner, my fresh planner, with some beautiful gel pens and a stack of inspirational quote, and I'll just get to dreaming and set some goals, some big, arduous goals, and then some smaller goals, some personal goals, some professional goals. And this year in Rotary, as you'll recall, we have done the same thing. And our rally cry at the beginning of our fiscal year on July 1st was, "We will be agents of change." And oh my word, have you taken that to heart? So let me recap and go back a little bit and just kind of remind you what our goals were for the year. Our game plan was to elevate in 4 key areas. Our membership, by increasing our membership base with a focus on diversity. Our message, by creating a compelling message that connects, telling who we are and what we do. Our meetings, to deliver quality programs that people are excited to attend and bring their friends. And our membership experience, create engagement and ongoing lifetime value for members. And I have to be honest, until I took this position, I really did not have any idea how much we did. I mean, I would hear it, from out there, and I would think, wow, we're a busy club, we do a lot of things. But whenever you're kind of hearing of all the things all the different committees are doing, it's pretty astounding. And so I thought it would be neat to take a quick moment today and do a state of the club just to see where we've been this year and what the rest of the year looks like. So let me just I'm going to have to be brief. I can't really touch on everything. I'm going to quickly fly through these because there were so many as I was thinking of them, like, wow, we are busy. So you have given so far this year just over $17,000 through Sarge Fines to the foundation. You have raised over $5,000 for the Salvation Army. You have volunteered for the Beep Baseball World Series for the visually impaired. You have given over $20,000 to the Bahama disaster relief effort. You have hosted, interviewed, prepped, and fed students in our Rotary Youth Exchange program that reaches around the world. You have sent 70 sixth graders at Celia Clinton Elementary School through Skyway Leadership and Ropes course. You have provided a fun, gift-filled Christmas for 26 Celia Clinton families through Shop with a Cop. You have participated in the first ever Emerging Leaders program for our under 40 members. You have brought 28 top-notch new members to the club. You have hosted weekly programs with highly sought-after guest speakers. You have given over $24,000 through the Crescendo Music Awards grants. You have had the strength and tenacity to introduce a new event unlike anything we've ever done. Several years ago, I don't know if you recall or if you were in the club at the time, but we had a strategic plan to do a partnership with a local community partner. And this year we did just that by bringing the new Rhythm and Brews event with our partner, The Gathering Place, at The Gathering Place this fall. And I have to tell you, behind the scenes, and those on the committee know, there were a lot of ups and downs. And you know that, being business people, you've planned events, you've planned new, things. Things did not go according to plan the whole time, but we had a lot of successes and learned a lot that we'll be able to pass on to David and his crew for next year. But as you know, our goal is to host an annual event as a Rotary Club to raise awareness of Rotary, who we are and what we do, and to raise money for our foundation so we can continue all these signature programs that we do and also give to our community partners that we love to through our foundation grants that we give out year in and year out to the tune of millions of dollars. So how did the event do? I know that I've had several questions, so I wanted to recap a little bit more on this. As far as awareness, we can definitely check that box. That was our #1 goal, raise awareness throughout the community about what we do. So just with our press conference alone, we reached 3.4 million viewers. We reached 102,000 visitors on our Facebook page during the event time, the 30 days leading up to the event, and we had 1,400 people in attendance. Now, I have to be honest, we really didn't think that we could make money in the first year. We talked to several people who had started events, and they said, give it 3 years before it starts making money. But through your generosity and through your perseverance and through your tenacity, we actually made some money to give back to the foundation. We were able to raise $48,226 for the foundation. I'm just in awe of you guys. I'm really in awe. It's amazing. The thing is we're not done. That was the first 6 months of the year. So I want to give you a quick snapshot about what's coming. You guys, I don't know if you realize this, but we have 70 new members that have only been in the club 1 year and less. So a lot of times some of the things I bring up, it's because if you're new, there's no way you would know about the things coming up. And so I just want to at least pique your interest and let you know what to expect and where maybe you could get involved if you hear something that interests you. So coming up on March 11th is our beloved Above and Beyond Awards. We recognize our first responders, our firemen and police department through awards, and this is an exciting event. Rob Berry is chairing this year, and they actually are going to surprise the award winner for the police department this afternoon, so that's exciting. It is one of the most heartwarming things I think that we do. Of course, I probably say that about everything that we do, but I actually love this. This program is so good, so please be sure. I would love to see this be a community event this year where we really invite and just honor those who protect and serve us with sacrifice. So that will be on March 11th. Of course, also Camp Enterprise, where we train young leaders, juniors in the area, juniors in high school in the area, is an excellent way to get involved in the club. That's on April 16th through 19th, and Karen McCannell and Robert Jones are co-chairing that and did a wonderful job in the last year and keep adding new things every year, so that could be something you get involved in. And then in June, we will host our first ever Young Professional Leader Summit. This is an initiative that we started this year, and we've asked TIPROs to come alongside us, and they have accepted. And so it's getting even bigger than what we thought it was going to be. We thought we would host it here in January, but it's too big. So we're looking at June and having ample time to prepare and really make that something that, look at all these leaders in this room. We have so much to give our young professionals, so let's be the ones that are there training them and equipping them for their careers and everything they have in life. And additionally, we are still working on switching over to the engagement model on DACDB. We feel that in the club, it's not just about being a member. For a long time, it was tracking attendance, and of course, we still track. We need to know, how many to prepare for food and everything. But to us, it's even more important than attendance, and it's about engagement. And so we were excited to see several years ago that DACDB went into an engagement model. And so we are ready. We've made some initial plans to get that switched over, and that has been working on behind the scenes. But that'll be a way just to track your volunteer hours, and so we can just show the community not what we do just dollar-wise, but how much we are there for the community with boots on the ground. So as you can see, we are a busy, thriving club, and I just want to say you truly are agents of change, and I appreciate you. All right. At this time, speaking of Sarge, could I get our Sarge to come up for some Sarge time? Tana Scott.
I don't even know what this is. What's happening? Happy New Year. Oh, my goodness. How is everybody?
Great.
Good. So I don't set resolutions. I just give myself a word. You know, like,
Oh,
what's
good.
my
Okay.
word going to be? And I was thinking about it early, you know, like in November. I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to go with patience. I've got children and, you know, kind of balancing everything. And I've had a really busy, you know, couple of weeks. And right before Christmas break launches for my kids, I'm at the gym and my car gets stolen. And my whole car, right? Not like everyone's like, oh my gosh, they took your bag. I'm like, no, they took my car, the whole car. And I work at a very small gym, so I go outside and I'm doing one of these at where I was doing this. Like if I spin around, it would magically appear or something. And everybody walks out and they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, I lost my car. And so I come in and they were like, you're so calm. Like, what's going on? We know you better than this. You're so calm. What's happening? And I was like, well, I mean, I guess ask and you shall receive, right? I'll never ask for patience again, but I will say I was calm and I was patient and I got my car back at 8:30.
Good job.
And then my kids got head lice. And then we went to Disney World. I mean, it's just been fantastic. So, Tommy Lynn, thank you for saying that the new year looks good on me because it did not feel good. But we are here and I am so excited. So we did go to Disney World. 8 adults, 12 kids. My sister-in-law has 4-year-old quadruplets. Our oldest child was 9 years old. Youngest was a year. So I want to tell you the 3 things. Has anybody been to Disney in December?
No.
Okay. So number 1, don't go during Christmas. If you're planning, it's shut down. Like, I got a text saying, we're not letting anyone else in the United Kingdom today. No one is, in Magical Kingdom, no one is coming in Magical Kingdom today. 250,000 people, literally never go. 2.5 hours I waited in line. Oh, before you look at this. Okay, so you have to plan, right? You've got to get a budget, you got to plan, you got to know what ride you're going to go on. So I'm just going to make it really simple for you. If you're preparing your budget, I figured out one easy equation to help you plan your budget. Are you ready? You might want to get your pen and paper out.
Yeah.
So whatever you think it would cost you, multiplied by $1 million is what it costs you in Walt Disney World.
That tracks.
It's just so simple.
That computes.
So take about $300 million with you to Walt Disney World, and you'll be just fine. And then there were so many people, we got the stomach bug. And I learned this in Disney. It has nothing to do with Disney. But I realized there were 2 types of stomach bugs, right? We don't have very many men there because it's 10 girls, just the children, and 2 boys, and then obviously the 4 male adults. But I did find out that there are 2 types of stomach bugs. The harmless one that women and children get, and then the near-death version that all of the men get.
The man flu.
Dying.
Yeah, the man
All
flu.
fine. We'll all walk 14,000 steps, but you guys just have a seat. Have a seat. It was great. I'm just kidding. It was a great time. It was a great time. But here are the finds. Before I go into this, I want to say thank you so much for last 6 months. The last Sarge was absolutely amazing. I mean, Scott donating $6,000.
Yeah.
I had 13 slides to present. I was just kind of going crazy, kind of like I am right now, but that's just because of the coffee. Okay, so I want to thank Phil Viles once again. Happy 45th anniversary, January 11th. Are you here, Phil? Thank you so much. These retro photos, when I can do a side-by-side, I think that's my absolute. Look at you guys, you little spring chickens. So cute. John Cresson, I saw you. There you are. John wanted to donate $100, $43 for his birthday on January 10th, $50, congratulations on running for the school board in TPS District 5, don't forget that, and $7, being so lucky to have an amazing and supportive family. Thank you so much, John. Karen Keith, are you here today? Yeah, girl. Anonymous $500 donation for our cover girl, Karen Keith. Congratulations, Tulsan of the Year. I'll never tell. I'll never tell. Maybe they will tell you on their own. Is Tim Caldwell here today? Caldwell. Tim, are you here? Oh, my, thank you, sweet Lord. I've been carrying this thing around for 4 weeks. Okay, so a hat was found in Wyoming. You're lucky that when my car got stolen, this did not leave this was in my car. It's been in my car for a month and a half. All right. A hat was found in Wyoming in late September, and the authorities there wanted to get it back to its owner as it appeared to be new and expensive. They said certain aspects of the hat made them believe that it belonged to someone who was follically challenged. Those clues also just suggested that the owner was a member of an affinity group. After many hours of using license plate information to obtain driver's license images of the car's owners, and then using the department's facial recognition software to match those with images of people driving through the state during that period, the Wyoming Highway Patrol, it was determined that this hat belonged to Mr. Tim Caldwell of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Since an internet search suggested he was a prominent member of the Rotary Club of Tulsa, the sergeant at arms, that would be me, was contacted to return the hat to him and to remind him to try to remember to take his things with him if he were ever to return to the state. A bill for the cost of the search will be sent directly to Mr. Caldwell. Okay, this fine is from the governor of the state of Wyoming for $250 to thank Tim Caldwell for visiting the state and welcoming him back at any time. The latter invitation is subject to prompt payment of the invoice he will be receiving for the cost of determining it was his hat and returning it to him. I have the hat for the Old Baldy Club that is now yours to wear and own. And I can't tell you who did it, but you might be able to. And it is still here. Thank you so much. If you guys have any fines or messages, please let me know. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Oh, look at that. Look like an equestrian. Thanks, Mike.
Done.
Sorry, that's done.
All right, yes. I was waiting for the music. I thought, yeah, sorry. I'm back. And we're back. Got it. At this time, I would like to welcome Michelle Place to the side mic for a special announcement. I brought a prop. Oh, good. Oh, good. Even better.
So, on Monday, January 20th at 11 a.m., you, your family, and your friends have opportunity to stand behind this great banner at the corner of Greenwood and Archer to cheer on everyone who is marching in the Martin Luther King Parade. We decided as a committee, the Diversity and Inclusion Committee, that we'd much rather stand on the corner than congregate at 8 a.m. in line for the parade and whatever. So drop by on your lunch hour, come support us. If you can only spend 5 minutes, that's great. But here's the banner, and we're sure we'll be on television standing behind this banner. Come join us Monday the 20th.
Thank you. Today we have a special treat. I don't know if you recall, but last year we got to have our fireside meeting here in the room due to some scheduling things, and a lot of people really loved it. And so our committee chair, Terry Carell, mentioned that she would like to do that again here in the room so we could get all of you wonderful, smart leaders in the room and brainstorm on our vision for the future of our club. And so I love this idea because the input that I received last year was just wonderful. It was so great just to see you guys working at the tables and everything. So I'm going to turn over the rest of the program to our president-elect, David Wagner. And let me tell you, you're in good hands. He might have done this a time or two. This is not his first rodeo. And so let me tell you a little bit about him and why he's used to this. So David Wagner is a partner and chief financial officer at Schnocky Turnbow Frank. David is responsible for the overall financial operations of the firm, in addition to his work with client services, business development, and community involvement. He also leads the faith-based initiative, helping organizations of all faiths with public relations, organizational development, and overall performance. Prior to STF, David worked at Oral Roberts University for 12 years, where he held several positions, and most recently served as Vice President of University Relations and Development. Please help me welcome President-elect David Wagner.
Thank you, President Becky. I know we're short on time, but there's something I think that's really important to do, and I think that's to acknowledge President Becky for the tremendous work that she has done. Let's stand and recognize her. Congratulations, Becky. Thank you. Thank you for doing that for President Becky. She has deserved every bit of that. Perhaps today we should have called our conversation instead of fireside chat, because I'm looking for the fireplace, haven't seen it. We could call it tableside talk, but that would be what we tell our grandkids when we're playing table games. There's no table talk, so we'll call it table chat. But it's a very valuable time, and I want you to know how important we, Becky and I, and the leadership, look at this time today. And so that's why we're doing it together as a group, because it's a time where we can gather feedback from you who make up the club about what we club members should be doing and are doing. So the program today is a very important one. We will end on time, so I just want to let you know. But let me give you a little bit of background about it. In the middle of the table, you see a white envelope. So the person with the longest arms, reach in and grab that, okay? And I'm going to give you some background on that. First of all, I'm going to read the 5 questions for everybody so that you can hear them, so that the person with that envelope doesn't have to read them. There are 5 questions that we're going to cover in about 20 minutes, so we're going to move along through this rather quickly. The first question is, what has excited you about the club this year? The second is, what aspect about the club is most attractive to you in inviting guests to a meeting? The third, what is the hurdle you face in inviting guests? 4, if you had an opportunity to send one message to the incoming president for next year, that would be me, what would it be? And the last one, how many of you prefer the Fireside Club format today as we did, and why? Or how many of you would prefer to do it in members' homes? So those are the 5 questions. You can talk about them. A few things that I'm going to tee this up, first of all, is fill out 1 sheet per table. There's a pen inside there. Appoint somebody or ask somebody who can be a scribe to write your comments down there. There's no need to put names on the table or on the paper at all. If I could get everybody's attention just for a minute here. Just hold on 1 second, okay? Only bullet points. I don't need long sentences, okay? Only bullet points with ideas on there. If a certain point is brought up and there are a lot of heads shaking on it, like let's have pizza every Wednesday and everybody's shaking their head, then put down in parentheses behind that bullet point, many agreed, okay? Because that gives me some idea of the quantity of support for that idea. If there was just one person that had, just have a bullet point for that one, okay? Not every person should respond or needs to or must respond to every question, give input. However, all of you should respond to some of the questions, okay? Because we want your input. You are the group. And it'd be interesting on some of those questions, even for those visitors from today, to give their input on some of those questions, okay? Write legibly. When you've finished, I want you to put that, whoever was the scribe, put it back in that envelope and leave it on the table, because we'll come back and put them up, okay? We have now about a little less than 20 minutes. And there are 5 questions, so do the math on that. Okay, that's about 4 minutes per question. So some of you are going to need to move it along a little bit to move through. Be conscious of the fact that not one person should monopolize the conversation. Be conscious of that, okay? And I thank you in advance for your valuable input. I will come back up here and just say we're about halfway through, about midway through, to kind of help you time. I will come back up at the end and close us out. But again, let's begin. Thank you in advance for your participation and your response to those questions. Okay, if I could get everybody's attention up here. thank you for doing what you did. I walked around and I had the opportunity. There's a lot of buzz of activity going on. I appreciate the thought, creativity, sincerity, openness, honesty, whatever that you put into those responses. So again, whoever was a scribe, and I see them up over here, put the papers back in and put them in the envelope along with the pen. We will collect those and I will review those results. I was a little concerned when I went over to this table down here and I heard impeachment being discussed. So I thought it's a little premature, but anyways. That was after they handed their envelope to me and they said, this is the only one you need to know. So, right? No, just kidding. In all seriousness, I do really value your input and thank you for being here today. Your input is so very, very important. A book today recognized, and this is an interesting title, Squirrel's New Year's Resolution. Why am I doing that here? Right? Anyway, a book recognizing today's program will be presented to our partner in education school, Celia Clinton Elementary. What a great book, what a fun book, and a great idea. I'm always beaming on the inside. As a former educator, I always beam when I hear about what our Rotary Club, is involved with in schools and education, particularly Celia Clinton, and particularly reading. What a tremendous, tremendous opportunity for us. So thank you very much again for your participation. I'm trying to keep the papers from falling. We are all agents of change. Now go ahead and go out and change your world.